Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we proceed with the total quality views of quality versus traditional views of the quality. So we have 4 points for the productivity and quantity versus the quality. For the traditional view is that productivity and quality are always in conflict because for the traditional, you cannot have both lah. And then for the total quality is that the lasting productivity gains are made only as a result of the quality improvement. For example, I give example in the public hospital. For the traditional view, the productivity and quality are always in conflict. It is very true. In Kelantan, we have several public hospitals. For example, in Kota Baru, we have HRPZ and HUSM. For the HUSM, it is actually um, part of the public hospital because it is under the statutory body. Um, but for the public hospital, we cannot provide better services, which is we have difficulty in terms of the limited of the staff. So it will lead to the long queue when the patient they need um, treatment from the hospital. But for the other solution in terms of the total quality view, we the public hospital they offer private, they upgrade their service by offering the private service, which is it is the other way for the government to to do the profitization, which is we charge more to the patient by introducing U-Science. U-Science is one of the private hospital lah, dia private service that has been introduced by the public hospital. And then for the definition of the quality, for the traditional view is that quality is defined solely as meeting customer specification only. And then for the total quality is that quality means satisfying customer needs and exceed the customer expectation. For the simple example, I will give you in terms of the public hospital and private hospital also lah. Macam kalau untuk bersalin, ramai patient dia memilih prefer untuk bersalin di private hospital because they are more satisfied and they normally will receive service that exceed their expectation. Tapi kalau bila bersalin di public hospital, dia kena menerima lah, menerima kenyataan. Tak boleh lama-lama sebab bersalin tu mungkin semalaman saja boleh tidur di hospital ataupun baliklah lepas check baby and both baby mam sihat baru boleh balik. And then for the how quality is measured, the traditional view is that quality is measured by establishing an acceptable level of non-conformance and measuring against that benchmark. And therefore, the total quality view is that quality is measured by establishing high performance benchmark for customer satisfaction and then continually improving performance. Macam mana kita nak establish the benchmark? Kita bagi the procedure and guideline to the organization. And then how quality is achieved? The traditional view is that quality is inspected into the product only. But for the total quality view is that quality is determined by the product and the process also, and achieved by the effective control techniques. That's why we can see that in most of the agency, especially in public and in private organization also, they also have the specific department for the quality control. But kita nak control quality of the delivering of the product and services, because the aims of the organizations nowadays, they bukan hanya nak for the profit taking, but also they want to increase the customer satisfaction, and they nak ensure that they provide service that exceed the customer expectation lah. Okay, and then we move to kita ada lagi beberapa elemen. The attitude toward defects. The traditional view is that defects are an expected part of producing a product. Measuring defects per 100 is an acceptable standard. The total quality view is that defects are to be prevented using effective control system and should be measured in defects per million lah. For example, macam yang government buat sekarang ni, bila kita buat suntikan vaksin, kita dah come out with the backup plan lah, sebab kadang-kadang ada patient yang tak boleh nak menerima suntikan. So apa yang kita buat as a solution, kita akan monitor lah kesihatan, sebab as for now, bila kita memberi suntikan vaksin kepada rakyat Malaysia, daripada penerima suntikan tu, dalam bawah 5% saja yang menerima mild effect daripada suntikan. Tapi mild effect pun macam biasa-biasa saja, macam vomit, pening-pening dan sebagainya sajalah. Okay, so bila ada perkara yang berlaku, the mild effect, apa langkah-langkah yang hospital buat? Mereka akan monitor this patient, tengok sampai mereka sihat, barulah kita boleh discharge. And then quality as a function. The traditional view is that quality is a separate function. The total quality view is that quality should be fully integrated throughout the organization. It should be everybody's responsibility. Bukan hanya responsibility top management saja, tapi dia adalah responsibility semua orang. And then for the responsibility for the quality, the traditional view is that employees are blamed for poor quality. Adakah adil kalau kita hanya nak menyalahkan employee bila employee memberi kualiti yang tidak memenuhi piawaian pelanggan? The total quality view is at least 85% of quality problem are the management's fault. Dia adalah management, the atasan. Okay. And then for the supplier relationship, the traditional view is that supplier relationship are short-term and cost-driven, but for the total quality view is that supplier relationship are long-term and quality-oriented. For example, macam nowadays kan banyak produk-produk yang service provider offer, ramai customer ataupun consumer dia lagi prefer untuk membayar barang yang mahal. Sebab apa? Sebab kita ada good rapid relationship with the service provider and the customer lah. Macam contohnya kita bagi free ataupun bagi lama warranty, ataupun kita ada engagement bila ada berlaku sebarang kerosakan yang dialami semasa consumer menggunakan sebuah produk ataupun servis. Then we move to the other element under the topics of the Islamic perspective of the quality. What are the differences between the generic and Islamic quality? For the generic perspective of the quality, it only focuses on the material and physical aspect saja. Kita tengok kepada appearance of the output. But for the Islamic quality, it is focused on quality of the process. In this context, I give you an example of the slavery and caliph value lah. Macam kalau kita nak buat proses penyembelihan, kita macam ayam, lembu dan sebagainya, dia kena processing tu must be conducted in halal way lah. Kena ada macam mana cara-cara penyembelihan ikut agama Islam, kena ada niat dan kena bukan untuk menganiayai binatang dan sebagainya lah. And then for example, another example macam untuk penyediaan makanan. Kalau in Islamic quality, macam kalau di Islamic restaurant, kita sangat menitik beratkan unsur-unsur Islamik macam chef ke ataupun pembantu kedai kena ada Islamic value, baca dulu bismillah sebelum nak potong ayam, potong daging, potong sayur dan sebagainya. And another example macam we want to provide Islamic quality. Contohnya macam di public hospital sekarang ni kan, kalau di mana-mana bilik, mana-mana tempat dia ada macam Islamic value, macam contohnya kalau sakit kita ada Islamic codes, sakit tu sebagai untuk meningkatkan kesabaran dan sebagainya. And then kita nak tenangkan patient, kita letak doa-doa bagi Quran dalam drawer. Okay, and then for the organization and society, it is being treated as separate entity and not even close. They are treated as provider and customer respectively. And then for the organization and society, it is being treated the same as servant of Allah. This is based on the concept of relationship among humans, hablum minan nas and hablum minallah. Quality of ibadah relates to the improvement of the human relations in the universe lah. Okay, kita kena jaga hubungan antara manusia dan jaga hubungan juga dengan Allah for the Islamic perspective lah. Tapi kalau untuk in terms of the generic, kita hanya fokuskan kepada organisation saja. Sebab itulah in Islam perspective kita sangat menitik beratkan balance lah antara dunia dengan akhirat. Kita bukan hanya mengejar pangkat semata-mata, tapi kita juga fikirkan untuk kehidupan di akhirat kelak lah. This is very important lah for you sebagai student, sebab nanti you akan melangkah ke alam pekerjaan esok. Macam contohnya masalah yang berlaku sekarang, masalah besar yang berlaku, masalah rasuah. Ramai public servant mempunyai dia susah nak handle bila berlaku sumber-sumber macam unsur-unsur di mana orang bagi suapan lah. So macam mana kita nak mengelakkan daripada termakan benda-benda rasuah macam ni? Dia kena start daripada kita punya niat dululah. Okay, and then for the third point, it is for the generic, it is not a total concept because we are focusing on the several SOP lah. Macam contoh kita lagi tengok kepada several guidelines, ISO 9000, and then the weakness of the ISO, it is silent on the ethical practice. For the Islamic concept, we focusing on the total concept. We emphasize on the internal affairs, intention, the soul, morality, attitude, values, and belief, and also fairness. This good conduct is guided by and emphasized in the Holy Al-Quran and Sunnah lah. Sebab itulah kita kena betulkan niat daripada awal. Macam contohnya kita as a student sebagai manusia yang berakal, walaupun kita bijak, tak semestinya tu adalah batu loncatan untuk kita berjaya. Kena ada beberapa ciri tambahan yang lain. Kita bijak, kena beramal dan beriman. Kalau bijak tapi you tak menunaikan perintah Allah, itu pun tak elok. You kena tahu apa yang Allah nak, apa yang Allah larang, apa yang Allah murka dan sebagainya, dan you kena beramal dengannya, bukan hanya sekadar tahu. Okay. And then for the fourth point, it is a reference model for the generic part. Quality gurus ni kita ambil daripada East and West. For example, Demings, Juran, Crosby. Yang ni kita akan go through nanti di topik 2. And then for the Islamic approach, we bersandarkan kepada Al-Quran, Sunnah daripada sahabat-sahabat Nabi. And then juga tengok macam sekarang kita punya mufti-mufti, pakar-pakar agama, pakar rujuk agama lah, especially during the pandemic ini. That's all for topic 1. Kita akan buat revision after this. Thank you. See you after this.